Joe,
Yeah.
I bought a dehydrator, but it isn't working.
What is this mess?
I put Hershey Kisses in there. I thought small ones would be cool, but it didn't work.
You mean like chocolate chips?
Okay, I'm Adam, and we're the Maladjusted Misfits.
I'm Joe, and this is the one where we talk about friends. It's not a shrink ray.
But,
This is beyond cleaning. Just throw it out.
okay. All right. Welcome, Misfits, and hello to any new Friends fans that stumbled across our podcast.
Every week, we rewatch the next episode in sequential order.
We're closing in on season 3. That means we got some bonus episodes coming up.
Oh my gosh.
Are you excited?
I am. And nervous.
Excited and nervous.
Yes. You know how I like my routine.
Yep.
We do have some updates that we need to clear up before we get started.
Oh, yeah.
So you didn't cut out that my shower curtain was moldy. So I bought a new shower curtain, Misfits.
She did get a new shower curtain. She was mad at me for letting everybody know.
It's currently hung up and straightened, so we should be good for a while. And then we did find Men in Black, and we watched it.
We finally watched Men in Black.
Yes. And so I asked Adam what his favorite quote was. So Adam, what's your favorite quote?
Okay, my favorite quote was, "Don't serve me, young man. You have no idea who you're dealing with." Tommy Lee Jones is an adult in ways that I feel I will never be.
That is too funny. And I like when Will Smith is talking to the giant bug, and he goes, "Don't want nothing," and he steps on a bug.
Yeah.
"Don't start nothing." I don't know why that cracks me up.
But it does.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's still good.
Yeah.
And then Adam has a theory as to why Monica keeps her condoms in the bathroom.
Yes, I thought of it late after we recorded last
And
week.
as per usual, it's sound, so let's hear it. Tell us what your theory is.
So my theory was that Monica had been keeping her condoms in her room, but when Rachel moved in, and probably when she started dating Paulo, Rachel would disturb Monica at all hours of the night. So she finally placed them in the bathroom in a common area so she could stay in her room, head clasped between two pillows, I imagine.
And Rachel and Paolo would leave her alone.
Yes.
See, it's sound.
Yeah.
I told you it was sound.
It makes
sense. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Monica would have her own and then be like, I'm tired of getting them out.
Rachel's not responsible enough to provide her own condoms, so I have to do it, and we have to keep them in a neutral place.
Right.
I totally get it. I don't like it, but I get it.
Yeah.
All right, so what's this week's episode?
This is the one where Eddie won't go.
Oh, poor Eddie. I like Eddie.
I know.
You know what's funny, though? Because we've talked about this before. These are some of my favorite episodes. But if you would have told me they were in season 2, I would have been like, really?
Yeah, it seems very early.
Right. I feel like they should have been like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So tell us what the IMDb plot is.
Okay, Chandler demands that Eddie move out. However, he doesn't seem to get the message. Meanwhile, a book on empowerment for women inspires the girls. In order to pay his bills, Ross convinces Joey to audition for a role he does not want.
Episode director. So I'm ashamed as I was taking my notes. I actually looked up who the director was.
Who directed this one?
Yeah. And I can hear 2 of our dedicated listeners, Rochelle W. and Michael M., shouting as they listen to this episode.
Michael Lembeck, damn it!
I'm such a doofus. So that's my trivia on Michael Lembeck, because I have to save some because he directs the rest of the season.
Right, you have to duel it out.
Yeah.
So that was personal trivia.
All right, so our episode writers are Michael Curtis and Greg Mallins.
Mm-hmm.
So this Michael wrote a few episodes of a sitcom called Daddy Dearest.
Oh.
And this is the plot. A single father's angry and cynical father moves in with him. Okay?
Okay.
Starring Richard Lewis and Don Rickles.
Oh, my God.
And then it says, hilarity ensues.
I guess.
Wow, Richard Lewis. There's a blast from the past,
Right.
right? And this is in the trivia. this was in the trivia for Michael Curtis.
Okay.
He's the winner of the Most Books Read Award in the 5th grade.
Aw.
At White Point Elementary School.
Well, congrats.
I know, I thought that was super cute. And then Greg Mallon, this is a writer for several episodes of Friends, also created a sitcom called Ground Floor, starring Skylar Astin. He was in Pitch Perfect.
Okay.
And John C. McGinley. We like him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
California.
Yes. All right. So what was our original air date?
Original air date was March 28th, 1996. And that week, the Birdcage was still at number 1.
Oh.
But the Steve Martin vehicle, Sergeant Bilko, opened at number 2.
Did we ever see that?
No. But the Girl Kid would have loved a trip to the movies because that weekend there were not 1, not 2,
oh my
but
God,
3 animal-themed films at the Cineplex in the top 10. Oliver and Company.
Oh my gosh.
All Dogs Go to Heaven 2.
2?
I didn't even know there was a 2.
I didn't either.
And Homeward Bound 2.
What?
Lost in San Francisco.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah.
Good thing she wasn't born yet.
All right, are you ready for some trivia?
I am ready for some trivia.
All right, so the Wind Goddesses book that Rachel finds inspiring is a parody of a mystical self-help book such as Clarissa Pinkola Estes' book called Women Who Run with the Wolves.
Ooh.
This book sold more than 2.7 million copies, was on the New York Times bestseller, and here's an excerpt, okay? When we assert intuition, we are therefore like the starry night. We gaze at the world through 1,000 eyes. That doesn't even make sense.
No, it's that pseudo self-help stuff that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I was glad that the show seemed to be making fun of it, with the Windkeeper stuff.
So I just have to read you this because Maya Angelou wrote it, and it just, bothers me, too. So,
Okay.
So A Woman Who Runs with Wolves unfolds rich intercultural myths, fairy tales, folk tales, and stories, many from her own traditions, in order to help women reconnect with the fierce, healthy, visionary attributes of this instinctual nature. Through the stories and commentaries in this remarkable book, we retrieve, examine, love, and understand the wild woman, and hold her against our deep psyches as one who is both magical and medicine. She was called an oracle by Maya Angelou.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not reading that.
No, I am not either.
Yeah. So sadly, this is the final appearance of Eddie, Adam Goldberg.
Yes.
But the trivia part of this is Goldberg would later go on to play Jimmy and Joey in the Friends spinoff. And he's one of Joey's best friends.
No.
Isn't that funny?
It is funny. I don't think I ever saw it. We only
remember.
watched the first couple.
Yeah, I don't think we got into it.
Yeah.
And this is the second episode where Gunther has spoken lines.
Oh, Gunther. And he gets a little bit of a backstory.
He does, yeah. That's my trivia.
Nice.
Yeah. So what was your episode reactions?
This one is great.
Tony the Tiger.
Joey making horrendous financial decisions. The girls reading one of those pseudo-intellectual no-help books. And Eddie the Great. I just love it. Yeah. It's a very enjoyable episode. Goes down quite easy.
Yep. It was fun to watch. Again, I love the Eddie episodes. I think Adam Goldberg is great. I love that they're making fun of the spiritual book. No judgment to those that find them helpful. Okay, a little judgment. But it's really funny. Yeah. And Joey's financial crazy spending to get him home is funny. It's just a good, funny episode. Yeah. I really like it.
Yeah.
So, all right, favorite line.
So, Joe, what was your favorite line?
I see this all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Whenever I say something, she says this line. Not whenever I say it. That would be tedious. But.
I want to hear it from your lips.
I want to hear it from your lips. That's one of those. Wait, what? What did you just say?
It's so funny. And then Chandler's like, what?
Where did you hear it from before? It's astounding. I love it.
All right, what's your favorite?
I mean, that guy's standing in the window holding a human head. He's standing in the window holding a human head. I love that he thinks he's gone.
Yeah.
And then there he is.
He's like gonna just talk about how weird he was, and then there he is.
Yeah.
All right, favorite moment.
Yes.
There was so many.
Yeah.
It's just a fun episode. But I really love when Monica sees Chandler sleeping on the couch and they scare each other.
Yeah. That is cute.
He screams, she screams.
They all scream.
I love it.
It's pretty funny. He gets so mad.
He does. No more sleep watching me sleep. No more.
My favorite moment, I really like when Eddie says he wants to see what happens to the water balloons in the dehydrator.
I think it'll have the opposite effect of the food that he has in there.
Yeah.
All right, favorite outfits.
Yes.
Again, not a lot of great outfits in this episode.
No. I mean, some cute stuff, but just kind of standard.
The one scene Phoebe has on a daisy shirt again.
Yeah.
And a red skirt. It's cute. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go with Monica's jammies when she sees Chan sleeping.
Mm-hmm, very nice.
Rachel is wearing overalls, but she has the bib down, so just wear jeans, you know? I don't like the bib down. But I do like her jammies. I think they're cute.
All right, so hear me out. I'm going with Eddie's leather jacket, sweater, big maroon collar, new shoes Chandler bought him, and the mannequin head. It's very Tyler Durden chic.
Yeah. I almost went with his green shirt when he was dehydrating all night long when Chandler was sleeping over at Monica's, because it has got like an iridescent look to it. But then he wore it for 24 hours straight.
Right.
And then All right. Themes we explored this episode.
Okay.
Theme 1, puppets in your pool of inner power.
Oh my goodness. Keep your puppets out of there. Theme 2, dehydrating everything.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah, it's one of the, you get carried away.
Yeah.
And he's like one of those people that just gets a new dehydrator and then I'm going to put everything in there, see what happens.
And it probably lasts for 48 hours and then he never touched it again.
Then you shove it in a shelf and you never see it again.
Theme 3, ceramic animals should be in a set.
Yes. You need 2 animals at least.
Right, it's not animals if you just have one.
No. And theme 4, word of the day, toilet paper.
I wish they had that.
Yeah.
He was very educated and he used them appropriately.
He did. And it wasn't just total shit.
All right, we're going to take a break before we break down the episode.
Hey guys, sweetie, we gotta go.
No!
No?
No. Why do we always have to do everything according to your timetable?
Actually, it's the movie theater that has the timetable. It's so you don't miss the beginning.
No. See, this isn't about the movie theater. This is about you stealing my wind. You go, girl! I can't pull that off, can I?
Excuse me, your wind?
Yes, my wind. How do you expect me to grow if you won't let me blow?
I support you. Blow. Blow your wind. I think the more you blow, the more we both grow.
Adam!
What?
Over the line. I'm leaving.
I'm being supportive. I'll get her back, everybody. Don't worry. Joe, are you coming back to the show? Eddie's on. You love Eddie. Joe? All right, we're back.
We're back. We're starting with the cold open.
Mm-hmm.
We're at Chandler and Eddie's.
Chandler and Eddie's.
Chandler and Eddie are there. We open on Chandler sleeping. He rolls over and we pan out to see Eddie sitting in the dark corner. Chandler sleepily says, "Hey, Eddie," and then jumps with his signature. Ah! He asks Eddie what he's doing there, and Eddie says he's just watching him sleep. It makes him feel peaceful.
It makes me feel peaceful to watch you sleep.
It's fine. We're married.
Yeah.
He tells him to continue. Just go back to sleep,
Yeah.
Chandler. And Chandler says, "I can't sleep now." And he offers to sing. I just think that's so funny.
What was he going to sing?
I don't know. That would have been hilarious. And Chandler says, "It's over." He wants him out of the apartment now. And Eddie says, like, the whole, what are you talking about, man?
Right.
And Chan says, "Hannibal Lecter, better roommate than him."
That's another good one.
It is. Eddie exclaims, "He's not being fair. One night you see me and get scared. What about all those other nights when you don't see me? What
What?
about last night when you went to get a drink of water and I was nice enough to hide behind the door? What about that, huh?
Oh, my goodness.
Chandler goes, oh, I didn't realize. Get out now! Eddie asks if he really wants him out.
Yes, please.
Then I want to hear you say it. You want me out.
I want you out.
No, no, no. I want to hear it from your lips.
Where did you hear from before?
So on the DVD, it says, Eddie says, all right, consider me gone. I'll move into my brother's basement, and then when he finds out, I'll move someplace else. I love that. I wish I would have kept it in.
Yeah.
So Eddie agrees to leave and promises to be out by the time he's home from work tomorrow. And Chandler mouths the word, thank you, and gestures. And Eddie shouts from the other room, I heard that. And then cue, I'll be there for you.
Oh. All right. Then we're at Central Perk. Monica, Rachel, and Joey. And then Phoebe shows up. So Rachel's waitressing. Monica's flipping through a magazine. And in comes Joey wearing a brown hat.
It's jaunty.
Yeah. It's a hat that ironically makes him look like an old-timey cab driver or a trolley conductor or something. I don't know what exactly.
I thought he looked like a boxer or, like he should be selling newspapers on the corner.
Like a newsie or something. I don't know what it is.
A newsie.
But Rachel immediately asks him if he finally got that time machine working. And Joey explains that some guy was selling them because in New York, people just sit on the street and try and sell you knockoff hats and purses and shit. But Joey looked at the hat selection and thought, you know what I don't have?
A mirror.
Great little clip from Monica. And Joey tells him, fine, make fun. I think it's jaunty. So Monica notes that he is in an awfully good mood for someone who lost their job. And Joey thinks he's not at square one anymore. He was Dr. Drake Ramori on a soap opera.
Right.
That's got to have some kind of cachet. And then Monica realizes Joey's using words like cachet and jaunty and questions him about that. And with a smile, he tells him that Chandler got him word of the day toilet paper. And then he goes to get some coffee.
And then there's a cutscene when Joey goes to get his coffee. Monica's eyeing the hat that he leaves on the table.
Ooh.
And Rach says, go on, you know you want to. And he reaches over and grabs it and tries it on.
How's it look on Monica?
It does not look good.
Yeah.
It's just an ugly hat.
Yeah, it's very...
Rach goes, yeah, no. And she puts it back.
Yeah. So Phoebe walks in all excited and asks Monica if she read the book. Mm-hmm. Monica says it was incredible. And Phoebe asks if it totally spoke to her. And Rachel's like, what book are you talking about? And of course it's Evolution, What the Fossils Say and Why It Matters by Donald Prothero. No, that's a joke. It's really Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson. Fooled you again. Another joke. No, the book Phoebe forces on her friends is Be Your Own Windkeeper. And Monica explains it's about how women need to become more empowered. Then Phoebe jumps in with, yeah, but there's wind. That's almost a sentence, Phoebes. Good try. She goes on to say that wind can make them goddesses. And some people try to steal their wind. Those are men. Men take our wind. Men are the lightning bearers.
And then Rachel goes, that sounds kind of cool. Kind of like The Hobbit.
It's nothing like The Hobbit, Monica snides like a thunder rocket. Monica points out the vague nature of the text made it seem as if she were reading about every relationship she's ever had, except for Richard and that high school boy, probably.
Ew.
Phoebe agrees that Richard is far too sexy to steal her wind, and then goes on to say that men are always drinking from our inner pools of power, but Cthulhu forbid they take a sip. Now,
just FYI, people, Adam always substitutes Cthulhu for God. So instead of, oh my God, he says OMC, oh my Cthulhu.
I do say that quite a bit. I like Cthulhu. It's cool. Now, due to outdated definitions, I myself am not a woman.
Nuh-uh.
But sometimes I feel like people do take a dump in my pool of inner power. Anywho, then Joey comes back and Mr. Joey doesn't share food has the audacity to offer his friends a fucking crawler And thank goodness Phoebe is there to point out how typical lightning bearers behave. Hello, who wants one of my phallic-shaped man cakes?
So there's a cut line when Phoebe is yelling about the phallic-shaped man cake, and Joey looks confused. On the DVD, it ends with him staring at the cruller, looking at Phoebe, and asking, "Who have you been dating?" Which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, that sounds funny. I could go for a fanny-shaped cream-filled donut myself.
All right. We cut to Estelle Leonard Talent Agency, Estelle and Joey.
Yes.
Estelle is telling Joey it's okay, things happen. And Joey is making sure she's not mad at him that he got fired.
Mm-hmm.
And Estelle says, "Joey, look at me. Look at me. Do I have lipstick on my teeth?" Joey shakes his head. She doesn't have lipstick, but she either has burn marks or soup stains on her shirt.
From seeing some of your unfortunate drinking errors, my guess would be coffee is on her shirt.
So I was at work yesterday, and this guy had two stainless steel thermoses or Stanley cups, and there was a black one and a white one, and he goes, "You can have whichever one you want." And I said, "I'm gonna take the black one because I have a red and white dress on, and I already spilled something on the white part of my dress." So she assures him that people get fired all the time, and she already got him an audition on Another World.
Ooh.
So Another World is another real soap opera. It ran from 1964 to 1999, so not as long as other soap operas. But get this, 6,600 episodes.
Holy flirking schnit.
Can you imagine? That guy wrote 700 and some episodes?
Yeah.
6,600 episodes.
Every 5
Every
days
day.
a week.
Yeah.
Forever. That must have been like a regular job.
Oh my God. Joey is excited until he hears it's for cab driver number 2.
Oh.
Estelle says, "You're welcome." Joey's a little upset. He was Dr. Drake Ramore. And how can he go from a neurosurgeon to driving a cab?
Okay, first, imagine you're from India.
Oh, no, stop. She tells him things change and he needs to roll with them. So he scoffs. "This is a 2-line part. This step backwards. I'm not going to do this."
So is it that it's a 2-line part or that it's a cab driver? Because he is dressed for the cab driver part.
I know, right? I mean, he walks in dressed like a cab driver.
Yeah.
So Estelle gives him some words of wisdom that she told Al Minzer and his pyramid of dogs. Take any job you can get and don't mess on the floor.
Right. Makes sense.
Joey apologizes and leaves.
Right. He's like, "Sorry, I just can't do it."
Yeah, can't do it.
So then we're back at Central Perk. Monica, Rachel, Phoebe, and Ross enters. We're back to Rachel, and she has finished reading the Wind pamphlet. It looks like it's really small. It's probably fully illustrated, too. But to her, it's just so. And Monica agrees, "Isn't it?" And she says it was like reading about her life. It could have been called something Rachel. And Phoebe says it probably wouldn't have sold 1 million copies, but it would have made a good gift for you. So Ross comes in and says, "Sweetie, we've got to go." And Rachel responds to this,
"No."
Then she questions why they have to do everything according to his timetable. And Ross points out that it's the movie theater that actually has the timetable. But Rachel's like, "No, this isn't about the juice. This is about the movies." Or I'm sorry, this is about Ross stealing Rachel's wind.
"You go, girl." Monica says she can't pull that off when she says it. And then later, Charlie says it to Monica and says the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious.
Yes. Ross is confused by the onslaught of incomprehensible metaphors. "Your wind?" Rachel, now perturbed, says, "Yes, my wind. How does he expect her to grow if he won't let her blow?" And Ross looks at her like, "Did you just hear what you just said?" And then he tells her in a slow, stuttery way that he doesn't have a problem with that. And then Rachel's like, finally gets it. And she's like, no. She really just needs to blow herself right now. Then she says she's sorry, but the couch goddesses make correcting grunts. And she tells Ross that she doesn't have to apologize. Then she apologizes to the wind farms on the couch.
Damn it! We do apologize a lot. I had a girl I worked with that instead of a swear jar, we used to have a sorry jar. Because everything started with, sorry, can I? Sorry, I just. Sorry this, sorry that. And I would like, stop apologizing. If you have a question, just ask the question. Can I ask a question?
Well, there's that thing that like men never apologize and women apologize too much. I apologize a lot.
That makes you a woman.
Right. Well, I said earlier that...
All right, we're at Joey's casa.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Joey and Ross. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Joey and Ross enter, and Ross is trying to explain the book Rachel is so upset about. It's got all this stuff about wind and trees, and there's some kind of sacred pool in it, and Ross says he just doesn't understand, but she was pretty upset about. I think it's kind of cute that he bought a copy so he could better understand the craziness.
Oh, I thought that she gave her hers.
Oh, no, I think he went out and got one. I don't know. So Joey quips, this is why I don't date women who read. He starts flipping through his mail and says, uh-oh.
What's that?
It's my visa bill. Envelope 1 of 2. That can't be good. Ross tells him to open it. I don't think I've ever gotten 1 of 2.
No. That one place where I sent out the mail, there'd be like medical bills that were like 12 envelopes long.
Oh my gosh. Well, they itemize everything.
Yeah.
So Joey says, whoa, how could I owe that much? And Ross points out that is just the minimum amount due. That is the total amount due. $3,500 at Porcelain Safari. My animals. The guy said they suited me. He spoke with an accent. He was all confused. I don't know what I'm going to do. Ross instructs him that he can start by driving a cab on another world.
Ooh.
Joey scoffs. It's a 2-line part. But Ross reminds him that he owes $1,100 at I Love Lucite. Ross tells him to suck it up. It's a job. It's money. Joey says he doesn't need him getting all judgmental and condescending and pedantic.
Toilet paper?
Yeah. Ross says he's just being realistic. And Joe says he needs a friend. And Ross says, I am your friend. And Joey says, then tell me things like, I'll be fine. Hang in there. Something big will come along.
Oh.
Ross says, I don't know it. What I do know is that you owe $2,300 at Isn't It Chromantic?
Oh, my goodness.
Where the fuck are these stores? These names are nuts.
The 90s. The malls were full of weird-ass, crappy stores like that. Now they're all empty.
I know we went to this mall this weekend. Like, we were out driving around, and we went to this, like, it was far away from our house.
Right.
And we'd never been there. And we went there, and, like, 70% of the stores were closed.
Yeah.
But we did find a Star Trek store, which this guy had just opened, and he was super effing excited about it.
Yeah.
So,
it was fun. If
anyone wants to know, email us. And we will send you the name of the mall. But he had pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
So Joey yells that he knows what he owes. And Ross says it took him 10 years to get that job. Who knows? And Joey looks like a race car at the red light. And he's just saying.
Well, don't just say.
So Ross leaves. But he tells him to think about it. And Joey is yelling at him as he leaves. And he was Dr. Drake Ramore. He was huge. And Ross, are you still there?
Somewhere Jake Lloyd is like, I was Anakin Skywalker. That was huge. Poor
so
Jake Lloyd.
I get it. I know. When I'm venting, sometimes to you or another friend, I don't want the realistic advice.
Right.
I don't want you to tell me what I should be doing or thinking. I want someone to lament with me and agree with me and support my feelings at the time. But I totally get it because I've done it. It's a hard balance. Like,
and I've done the thing, I do the thing a lot where I, oh, that sucks and blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes, like last weekend, you were going off
ranting
about something. And I was like, well, you should. I got that much far out of it. And then you started talking to the dog. And I was like, she does not want suggestions right now.
The dog will listen to me. So we usually, because this is part of our communication thing, we usually ask each other, like, do you want to vent?
Are you venting or
do you want solutions?
Yeah.
because it'll save lives, people.
So, scene 5, we're at Chandler's and still Eddie's right now. And Chandler and Eddie.
Right. So it starts off with a cut scene of Chandler coming home, not wearing a sweater vest.
No.
He is coming down the hallway, moving very cautiously and slowly up the stairs of the apartment. He's apprehensively checking each corner. So he's like, where is he? Is he there? Is he there? And he slowly opens the door to the apartment, looking around, and he doesn't see Eddie. So he's like, oh, phew.
Right.
He's gone.
Right. He opens the door. He checks to make sure the coast is clear. Breathes a sigh of relief. And he sets down his briefcase, shuts the door, and as soon as that door clicks, Eddie pops up.
Hey, pal.
And the subtitles are sure that Chandler says, oh my God.
Uh-huh.
But it really sounds more like,
I agree.
Then he asks Eddie, what are you still doing here? And he's like, just some basic dehydrating of a few fruits and vegetables. Man alive, this thing's fantastic. And Chandler asks if Eddie is forgetting something. And he says, oh yeah. And he announces he got a new goldfish. He's feistier than the last one. And Chandler points out that's because the last one was made by Petridge Farm. Chandler asks Eddie if he should be doing something else. But Eddie says not unless it has to do with dehydrating, because he's a dehydrating maniac.
I do like that line, too.
Chandler tries for a third time to remind him to get out, but Eddie holds up something and asks if Chandler knows what it is. And he goes,
your last roommate's kidney?
No, that's a tomato. This one definitely goes into the display. And Chandler laughs and then cries.
Oh.
Cut to Central Perk, Joey and Gunther. And Joey sadly asks Gunther for a lemonade to go.
I like Gunther's tie. It's like a New York City map, but it's cool.
Yeah. But Gunther says, lemonade, you okay, man? And Joey complains that they killed off his character on the soap. Gunther empathizes and asks how they did it, and Joe tells him the elevator shaft. And then Gunther reveals that he was Bryce on All My Children until his character was killed in an avalanche. And Bryce is such a soap opera name. I love it.
I know, right? Never met a Bryce.
Joey realizes Drake may be less of a cachet cow than he thought. And then we cut to Monica and Rachel's. And this is when Chandler is sleeping on their couch for safety reasons. And Monica comes out for her nightly 4 fingers of whiskey.
Hey.
And stops to watch Chandler sleep. He wakes and finds her watching him. And he screams and then she screams. And then he throws a Chandler tantrum about everybody watching him sleep. No more. No more. And Monica tries to talk to him, but he stops her wind right fucking there.
I like that whole little scene moved so quickly.
Yeah.
And you got so much exposition done. All right, so we're at Eddie and Chandler's. Still Eddie and Chandler.
Yes.
It's the next morning, and Chandler's coming back from Monica and Rachel's carrying his blanket and pillow. Mm-hmm. Eddie is still dehydrating all night, I presume, because he's still got those same clothes on.
Yep.
And Eddie says he has grapes, apricots, and water balloons. And Chandler starts shouting, get out, get out, get out. And Eddie goes, what? Chandler is direct and says, you move out. Take your fruit, your stupid small fruit, and get out. Eddie says, you want me to move out?
Uh-huh.
Eddie seems perplexed, and he explains, it seems kind of out of the blue, don't you think? This is not out of the blue. This is smack dab in the middle of the blue.
That was a runner-up for my best line.
It is pretty funny. And he goes, whoa, relax. Take it easy, buddy. You don't have to tell me twice.
Apparently he does. More than twice. Thrice. Fourth.
Eddie says, all right, I'll go. I'll be back for my stuff. And he heads out the door. But the door no sooner shuts and Chandler shakes out his 10 shoulders when the door pops open and Eddie shouts, but if you think for 1 second I'm leaving you alone with my fish, you're insane, Jack. Chandler offers to help, but Eddie says, no help required, Chico. And bare hand grabs the fish and stuffs it in his pocket.
Oh, and can we please have a few seconds of silence for poor Buddy, R.I.P. All right.
All right. The scene ends with Chandler standing there with a dazed look on his face. And there's a cut line on the DVD where Chandler shakes it off and says, "You don't see that every day."
That is true. So now we're at the casting place for All My Children. Was that what it was for? I can't remember.
Yes.
Casting director and Joey. And the casting guy is on the couch. And it's not that kind of a job, though. But Joey's pretending to drive his chair. He's going all the way to the airport, huh? That's going to cost you so bucks.
Don't you think it would have been written out $50? FIFTY?
Well, the writer has like 90 scripts to get to.
Long pause.
So cut him some slack. Long pause. So the casting guy is like $50, $50. And Joey explains that the smudgy ass fax paper is why he read it wrong. When he was on Days of Our Lives, they sent over real paper and everything. And if you want to expand on the scene with the crash, Joey has a background in medical acting.
I think that's so funny.
And the casting guy stands and thanks Joey for coming in. But Joey pleads, "Don't thank me for coming in. Let me finish the scene. Pretty please with sprinkles?" And the guy's probably figuring it'll be quicker than arguing, so casting guy sits back down. And Joey continues that you could take the expressway, but on the count of the army of the 12 monkeys, it'd be easier to take the budge. And Joey realizes that he mucked that up and tells the guy that he'll have a good day.
The army of the 12 monkeys. All right. We're at Monica and Rachel's apartment. And all three girls are there. There is a cut scene, so it opens with Rachel on the phone talking to Rob.
Okay.
And she says she knows he didn't mean to, and she knows, and she does too. So they're making up on the phone. You can tell. And Monica yells at her to hang up. She's supposed to be taking the goddess quiz, and she should lose 100 points for taking her boyfriend's call in the middle of the quiz.
No.
So the girls start taking the goddess quiz, and Phoebe is on question number 28.
Okay.
Have you ever allowed a lightning bearer to take your wind? And Phoebe says she would have to say no. But Monica says, "Paha."
Paha.
I love that.
I love her pahas.
I do. The puppet guy. And the Rach agrees. You totally let him wash his feet in your pool of inner power, and his puppet too.
Oh my God, the puppet.
We never do get to meet the puppet guy. But
No.
this is the second mention. The first being in the episode with the one with the boobies.
Right.
So Phoebe fights back with, "At least I didn't let some guy in the forest of my righteous truth on the first date."
Ugh, who?
Paul!
Oh!
Of course they're talking about Paul the wine guide. The bastard.
Yes.
So Rachel moves it along by reading number 29. Have you ever betrayed another goddess for a lightning bearer? Okay, 30.
Oh.
Monica goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Back up to 29. Rach says, not to my recollection. Okay, Oliver North.
Ooh, that's a throwback.
Right? Monica says, okay, Danny Arshak, 9th grade. The bottle was totally pointing at me. And Rach quips, only because you took up half the circle.
Oh, I think that's a win bearer. No, right there.
And Phoebe says, it's so sad. Looks like I'll be going to the goddess meetings alone. And Rach says, whoa there, Sparky. Not when they find out you slept with Jason Hurley an hour after he broke up with Monica.
1 hour?
Then Phoebe calls Rachel a leaf blower. And then there's cut lines on the DVD.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel yells, pool drainer. Monica yells, twig snapper. Rachel finishes strong with, monkey butt.
Monkey butt.
Monica says, that's not in the book. And Rachel goes, no, but that's what you are.
Okay.
Then they all go to their room, slam the door. Rach follows suit. And Phoebe, even though Adam points out is a bathroom door right there that she could slam,
right, goes
to a trinket box and slams it for laughs. I do like that. Monkey butt.
Monkey butt. Twig snapper.
Those are funny.
So we're at Joey's casa. Not for long. Joey and Repo Men are there. The Repo Men are taking all of Joey's stuff back.
Did you see the Muppet pillows in a box? They repoed the pillows?
Well, if you buy it on credit with everything else. Sitcom. So Joey tells the guys to be careful with the 3D Last Supper as the Judas is a little loose. Somebody should have told JC that, am I right? Ross comes in asking what's going on, and Joey's explaining that, he was right, and now they're taking all his stuff back. And Ross tells Joey that he wasn't right. He was stuck on his own stuff the other day. He is someone who needs the security thing.
Yeah, I need to know where my next paycheck is coming from. That makes me super anxious.
Relaxing makes you anxious.
Yeah.
All right, back to the show. Ross thinks Joey's lack of concern about his own financial welfare is amazing. And he thinks that Joey should hold out for something bigger. He has great respect for him not going on the cab driver audition. And Joey tells him that he went. How'd it go? I didn't get it. Good for you. What? You're living the dream. Ross kind of loses the thread while he's trying to be supportive. And then Joey sees them taking his lucite parrot, and he can't watch this. And I know it's only because I've seen the show so much, but I'd take Pat the dog over that parrot any day of the week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The dog is fun.
But Ross offers to buy the parrot, but it's $1,200.
That's ridiculous.
Joey...
And it's smaller than the dog.
Yeah. And Joey claims it was an impulse buy near the register. Yeah, it's like gum. So Ross finds out that the white dog thing is only $200 and tells Joey it's a gift. Joey really wants that parrot, though. And Ross gives him the beggars can't be choosers look. And he's like, oh, okay. And kind of pats the dog. This is great.
We're now at Central Perk, Monica, Phoebe, and Rachel. Mm-hmm. Rachel brings over cake to a not speaking to each other Phoebe and Monica. Here are your cakes.
We didn't order cake.
I know, they're for me. This is not good, guys. We have enough trouble with guys stealing our win without taking it from each other.
That's right.
They all agree. They love each other, and Phoebe doesn't want to suck their wind again. Rachel asks if they're all good, and they are all good. Good, because she's going to take these cakes back, or they're going to take these out of her paycheck. In a restaurant, isn't food served like a card laid is a card played?
Rachel plays by her own rules.
Nobody saw her. It doesn't count, right?
She went, Gunther, I'm going to bring these right back.
Chandler comes in and says, ding dong, the psycho's gone. Mon says, are you sure this time? And he goes, yes, I actually saw him leave. I mean, that guy is standing in the window holding a human head. He's standing in the window holding a human head. Eddie comes in. Check it out, man. I tore off some mannequin in the alley behind Macy's. Mon points out there is no alley behind Macy's.
So I got it in the junior miss department. Big diff.
He offers that it will be a conversation piece at their next cocktail party. Put chips in it, like a chip.
We don't have enough chip chicks around our house.
We have a Deadpool head knife holder, so you're even.
Well, that's fair. I do have a Deadpool knife holder.
So Chandler asks if he remembers yesterday. Yes, I think I vaguely recall. I love the face Chandler makes when Eddie turns to the girls.
Yeah.
Then Chandler asks if he remembers talking to me yesterday.
Yes.
And Chandler asks, so what happened? And Eddie says, we took a road trip to Las Vegas, man.
Oh, sweet Moses.
Wow. That one-way drive from New York City to Las Vegas is
right.
36 hours.
Yeah, that's not something you do in a day.
No.
You go and play and come back.
No.
I don't know if the writers were thinking it'd be extra crazy. Or if they were like, well, we went to Las Vegas yesterday.
Right.
Because we're in L.A.
I think it was extra crazy.
Yeah, extra crazy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mon asks if they won any money on the road trip, and Eddie says he crapped out, but Mr. 21 here cleans up $300 and buys me these new shoes.
Sounds like you.
Sweet, huh? Yeah. 21 was my game.
Yeah, it was.
Although gambling is not fun, so what we did was we said, here's the money we're going to gamble with, and then I played, and anything we won over the money that I said I was gambling with, I gave to Adam.
Right.
And then whenever I ran out, I stopped playing.
Right.
And that...
I technically don't think you're supposed to do that.
Really?
Yeah, I think you're supposed to keep all your chips there.
Oh. But I kept taking them off the table.
Yeah.
They never said anything.
Yeah,
so.
it doesn't. I don't fucking care. It's not like we were spending $6,000 or anything.
We made like $1,100.
Yeah.
That was about it. But Eddie leaves and says, see you upstairs.
See ya, pals.
Phoebe asks, is anyone else starting to really like him?
Yes, Phoebe, I am.
I mean, living with him would be a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
But the character himself is just amazing.
I think the pleasure I get out of it is like the girl kid stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like the unpredictability.
Oh, yeah.
That
we
get.
say all the time the most predictable thing about the girl kid is her unpredictability.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you have no idea what's going to come out of her mouth or what she's going to do.
Right. So we're at Chandler Joey's. So Eddie comes upstairs holding a hubcap and a stuffed parrot, which is much cuter than the lucite parrot. And he has his angry eyes on. Then his keys don't work, and then the lock. So he knocks on the door, and Chandler opens the door, and he does a great job keeping a straight face as he asks, "May I help you?" And Eddie asks why his key doesn't work and why there's all his stuff downstairs. And Chandler apologizes as Eddie sticks his head through the doorway as much as he can with the chain still on. And Chandler asks if they have met. And he's like, "Yes, it's Eddie, you freak. I'm your roommate." So they both called each other freak in this episode. So Chandler says that he already has a roommate. And then Joey spins around in the Barcalounger.
Hello.
And Chandler points out that Joey has lived here for years and he doesn't know what Eddie is talking about, man. And Eddie points out that Joey moved out and then he moved in. And Chandler thinks they would remember something like that.
I know I would.
Eddie thinks, well, yeah, that's a good point. Okay, well, I must have the wrong apartment then. And he says, sorry, terribly sorry. And they assure him that it's no problem. See ya.
I wish Chandler would have said, "See ya, pals." To see if Eddie would have turned around like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Hey, wait. But then Eddie leaves and Chandler says, "Goodbye, you fruit-drying psychopath."
Wait a minute. Did Chandler just gaslight Eddie?
Yes, but if Eddie isn't insane, then he was trying to gaslight Chandler into staying, so goose and gander rules apply, I think.
Got it. Okay. That's the only time gaslighting is appropriate.
Right. If somebody's trying to gaslight you,
you can gaslight them back.
Right. Chandler asks if he can help Joey unpack, but Joey says no, and Joey wants to be clear that he isn't moving back because he has to. I mean, he does have to, but that place wasn't, and he stops shy of saying the word home. But Chandler welcomes him home anyway, and they bro hug and dance and hug. Then they go to play foosball, and Joey asks what happened to the foosball, and Chandler looks at it and tells him, it's a cantaloupe.
All right, now we're at the tag. We're still at Chandler and Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler and Joey. They're carrying Pat the dog out of Joey's room, and Shane asks if they're going to have to carry this out every time Ross comes over. What are they going to do when he just pops by?
Right.
So Joey says he paid a lot of money for it. And Chandler realizes he's holding the dog by its hips up against his groin and says, I'm going to hold this a different way.
Right.
And Chandler then says, if he hated it so much, why did he buy it in the first place? And Joey says he had a whole ceramic zoo thing going on, but now without the other ones, it looks kind of tacky. And there's a cut line from Chandler who says, oh, yes, with things like this, more is always better.
Right.
And Chan asks if it's house trained or will he leave little bathroom tiles all over the place.
That's funny.
And then he goes, stay, stay, good fake dog.
And I do say that to the dogs sometimes. Even though they're real dogs.
Yes. And that's the end of the episode.
That's the end.
Cut and print. All right, we're going to take another short break. We'll be right back.
Hey man, check it out. I got some great stuff to dehydrate. I got some grapes, I got some apricots, and I thought it'd be really cool to see what happens with these water balloons.
Get out. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out.
What?
You move out. Take your fruit, your stupid small fruit, and get out.
You want me to move out? Huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, I gotta tell you, man, this is kind of out of the blue. I mean, don't you think?
This is not out of the blue. This is smack dab in the middle of the blue.
Whoa! Relax. Take it easy, buddy. You don't have to tell me twice. You want me to go. All right. All right. Someone will be by for my stuff. All right. But if you think for 1 second I'm leaving you alone with my fish, you're insane, Jack.
You want some help?
No. No help required, Chico. All right, we're back.
We're back.
So, Joe, what did we learn from this episode?
I am all for women empowerment. But I learned we don't need wolves or trees or pools to describe anything. Just stand up for other women, support them, and don't let guys push you around. You push them around.
Right. Agreed. I'm pro-feminism, but I definitely against easy fix, blame group B for all your problems, self-help baloney.
Right.
However, I did learn that Ross will try and be good friends to the point where he no longer makes sense. And that for now, Chandler and Joey belong together until London changes Chandler forever.
Aww. What are your final thoughts?
I like to think that after this is when Eddie met his deaf friend, Mr. Wrench, and he became Mr. Numbers, and the pair eventually made their way to Fargo in 2014.
Completely changed character. Maybe Mr. Wrench, helped him calm down.
And kill people. What are your final thoughts?
I would have really liked to have seen Eddie pop up like Janice.
Yeah.
Like Chandler's own personal hell. I think it would have been funny to see the girls refer to the Windkeeper thing throughout the show. Throw in the leaf blow or dig now and then, or have the guys say it. That would have been really funny.
Right. And again, sitcoms got better at bringing stuff back up as they went along. Yeah. They,
kept show Bibles and stuff like
Parks and Rec in The Office definitely would throw stuff back. So, Sweater Vest Tracker.
Yeah.
We're up to 3. We didn't add any more this week, but we're still at 3, which is good.
What's our rating for this episode?
Okay, the rating for the episode was 8.4 out of 10 with 5,600 ratings.
All right. So I didn't find a 10 out of 10, but I found a funny rating for this one. It's 9 out of 10.
Oh.
It's titled The Seventh One.
Ooh.
It's written by Safe No, N-O-E, the 28th of March, 2024. So recent.
Very recent.
Adam Goldberg as Eddie could have been kind of like the seventh friend. And upon reflection, it's hard to imagine how a seventh friend could have fitted in. Kind of like the fifth Beatle and all in it.
Oh, English guy.
English, yeah. James Michael Tyler makes another memorable appearance as Gunther. And it's a shame Gunther didn't get a spin-off series like Frasier did from Cheers. Okay, yes. We had the Joey spin-off, but I guess it sounded like a kind of good idea at the time, but we know how it ended. Anyway, I'm enjoying reflecting on Friends, having watched it when it debuted in 1994, and how it's part of society's consciousness.
I like that he proposes 2 ideas and then immediately shoots himself down.
I know.
And he could have been a fun 7th friend, but that would have been stupid. That couldn't work. Gunther could have had a spin-off, but really the Joey one didn't work out.
I loved it too. That's why it was so funny. I was like, all right.
Wow. Just going to shoot down your own ideas.
He was a little tipsy when he wrote that. All right. What's next week's episode?
All right. Next week episodes, bruv. The one where Old Yeller dies.
Oh.
So Ross mentioned Scarsdale, and then he and Rachel say, I love you for the first time during a fight. Shocker.
That's how you want to say I love you.
Yeah.
Screaming at each other.
Richard babysits Chandler and Joey. And Phoebe sees the end of Old Yeller and it wrecks her. I will mention next week how a movie called Miracle Mile messed up Joe for a couple weeks. And she nearly broke up with me.
Oh my God. I'll never forget that.
I think that was the first movie that was like, fuck you, it's over, that you saw. And you did not care for it.
I think it was because I was like used to Disney movies with happy endings.
Right.
And I had never seen a movie that ended sad.
It's got one of the most fucked up endings of a movie. You were very sheltered. Your parents still only watch Disney movies.
Yes. They do not watch anything that's sad. They don't have any confrontation. They avoid anything with confrontation. And it shook me.
We'll talk more about it next week. But
all right.
Yeah.
Are you ready for some maladjusted content?
I am ready.
So what did we do this week?
Well, you already spoiled it. We watched Men in Black.
Yeah.
We did not. We took the Blu-ray of Amelie downstairs, but we have not watched it yet.
Yeah. We are going to Iceland in September for our anniversary, and so we have hiking boots. And so we've been getting up early on the weekends and breaking in our hiking boots. So we did that this weekend.
Yeah.
We were hiking and breaking in our hiking boots, so we didn't watch a lot of movies. We've been watching stupid game shows on Hulu, which are funny.
Yes, they're quite amusing, but...
But can I give them a spoiler?
Spoiler of what?
Something that we've been working on.
Okay.
So a spoiler should be coming soon. Hopefully, we're working on getting some t-shirt merchandise ready to be sold on hopefully TeePublic.
Right.
So if you're not familiar with TeePublic, it's a t-shirt and mug and sticker. And so we're going to take some of our memes and some of our favorite lines and things like that with Maladjusted Misfits and make some t-shirts. And we'll put a link in our stories and our Instagram and our Facebook and our pod page. And hopefully you guys can go out there and buy some t-shirts and rep us up. But yeah, it's super exciting because we're having a fun time putting those together. So if you have ideas for something that you would like to see on a t-shirt, Maladjusted Misfits wise, favorite quotes that we've shared, make sure you email us because we'll definitely do it.
Right.
But that's fun.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Anything else?
I don't think so. We've been pretty busy with some other surprises coming down the pipeline.
Yes.
So
our little business minds are working, you know. We're trying to plan for our retirement. All right, if you would like your thoughts or reactions regarding future episodes to be shared with the rest of the class, or if you just want to reach out and say, hey,
come on, we want to hear from more of you misfits out there.
Please email us at themaladjustedmisfits@gmail.com. Rate us and leave positive comments.
And if you have a negative comment, try to leave it in a positive way.
Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow the links in the show notes. The pages are called The One Where We Talk About Friends.
Joe, you ready for a cup of coffee?
Always. Take any job you can get and don't make on the floor.